We thought it best if you skip your father's 60th birthday celebration this year. We're hoping for a quiet, peaceful gathering with Emma and her family. You understand, don't you?" My mother's text glowed on my phone screen, each word landing like a fresh punch to the gut. I was sitting in my garden, savoring my morning coffee, the warmth of the mug a stark contrast to the coldness of her message. "My name is Olivia, and at 32, I'd just been uninvited to my own father's milestone birthday celebration. Honestly, I wasn't entirely surprised. This was just another chapter in my family's ongoing saga of choosing my perfect sister, Emma, over me. Of course, Mom. I hope you all have a wonderful celebration," I typed back, my fingers steady despite the storm of emotions brewing inside me. Within seconds, her reply popped up. "Thank you for understanding, dear. You know how your father gets when there's any tension. Emma's children deserve a peaceful time with their grandfather, don't they?" I set my phone down and glanced around my carefully tended garden. The roses I'd planted last spring were now in full, vibrant bloom, their petals catching the morning light. My dad had taught me everything I knew about gardening. Every Sunday morning during my childhood, we'd worked side by side in his garden, him patiently explaining soil composition and pruning techniques while Emma slept in, blissfully unaware. But that was before Emma married Michael, a successful surgeon with a picture-perfect life. Before she gave our parents the grandchildren they'd always dreamed of. Before I chose to become a travel photographer, a career they deemed reckless, instead of following the safe, predictable path they'd laid out for me. My phone buzzed again, pulling me from my thoughts. "Don't worry, dear, we'll FaceTime you during the cake cutting," Mom texted, her attempt at consolation feeling like salt rubbed into an open wound. I didn't respond this time. Instead, I opened my laptop and pulled up an email I'd been saving, an invitation to photograph a luxury wellness retreat in Bali, scheduled for the exact dates of Dad's birthday celebration. I'd initially declined, not wanting to miss his 60th, but now? My finger hovered over the accept button, my heart racing with a mix of defiance and resolve. Then another text came through, this time from Emma. "Mom told me about Dad's birthday plans. It's really for the best, you know. The kids are so excited to have quality time with Grandpa. Besides, you're always so busy with your photography anyway." That did it. Her words, dripping with casual dismissal, lit a fire in me. I clicked accept, and immediately, my mind shifted into high gear, planning every detail of the trip. What my family didn't know, what they'd never bothered to ask, was that over the past 5 years, while they'd been brushing off my career as a mere hobby, I'd built something extraordinary. My travel photography had earned me partnerships with luxury resorts across the globe, and my Instagram account had just hit 500,000 followers. I'd never shared my success with them. They never asked. To them, I was just the difficult daughter, the one who refused to settle down and get a real job like Emma. The next few weeks passed in a whirlwind of preparation. I booked my flights, meticulously arranged my photography equipment, and crafted a detailed content strategy for the retreat. Meanwhile, my phone kept buzzing with updates about Dad's birthday plans. "We're getting his favorite chocolate cake from Anderson's Bakery," Mom texted. That bakery held memories of my first job, where I'd learned to decorate cakes under Mr. Anderson's patient guidance. Dad used to stop by, beaming with pride as he bragged to customers about my creations. Another text arrived. "Emma's kids are preparing a special dance performance for Grandpa." I remembered my own dance recitals, how Dad would sit in the front row, his face glowing with pride. Now he'd be beaming at his grandchildren instead, while I was halfway across the world. The day before my flight, I visited Dad's favorite nursery and arranged for a rare orchid variety, one he'd been trying to grow for years, to be delivered to his house in 3 months. The card would read, "Some beauty takes time to bloom. Happy 60th, Dad. Love, Olivia." The morning of my flight to Bali, as my family was likely setting up for Dad's peaceful celebration, I posted my first Instagram story, a photo of my passport and first-class ticket, captioned, "Off to Paradise." Can't wait to share this incredible journey with you all. #luxury travel, #BaliBound. I turned off my notifications, knowing my mother's reaction would come soon enough. As the plane took off, I felt a strange mix of sadness and liberation. They wanted peace? Well, they were about to get it, along with a front row seat to the life they'd never bothered to understand. Little did they know, this was just the beginning. The peaceful celebration they'd chosen over me was about to become a masterclass in everything they'd been missing all along. As my plane soared over the Pacific, I smiled, thinking about the series of perfectly curated posts I had planned. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't confrontation. It's living your best life while they watch from the sidelines, unable to look away. The first week in Bali was a photographer's dream. The luxury wellness retreat was nestled in the lush hills of Ubud, surrounded by emerald rice terraces and ancient, sacred temples. Each morning, I woke up in my private villa, its infinity pool overlooking the vibrant jungle, and I carefully documented every breathtaking moment. My Instagram feed transformed into a stunning showcase of sunrise yoga sessions, traditional Balinese cooking classes, luxurious spa treatments, and serene treehouse pavilions. Each post was meticulously crafted to tell a story of success, peace, and self-discovery, everything my family thought I was incapable of achieving. I captioned a photo of myself in a flowing white dress, standing beneath a cascade of vibrant purple orchids, living my best life at this luxury Bali retreat. Sometimes, peace finds you when you're brave enough to choose yourself. #luxury travel, #find your peace. The post exploded 50,000 likes in an hour, hundreds of comments praising the composition, the lighting, the message. Buried among them, I spotted one from Emma, "Mom's upset. Call her." I didn't. Instead, I posted more. A video of my private cooking class with a renowned Balinese chef, learning to make the same dishes Dad had always wanted to try but never dared to. Learning secrets passed down through generations. Some traditions are worth traveling the world for, I captioned it. #cheflife, #culinary journey. The retreat's social media manager informed me that my content was driving unprecedented engagement. They offered to extend my stay by another 2 weeks, with additional compensation. I accepted without hesitation. Then came another text from Mom, "Olivia, your father's birthday was lovely, but he kept checking his phone, hoping you'd call. Why are you being so selfish?" I took a deep breath and opened my camera app. That evening, I uploaded a video of myself participating in a traditional Balinese blessing ceremony. The temple keeper draped me in white and gold silk, pressing delicate flowers into my hair as he explained the ritual's profound meaning, letting go of what no longer serves you. Sometimes, the greatest peace comes from releasing expectations that were never yours to carry, I captioned it. Thank you, Luxury Bali Retreat, for this transformative experience. #inner peace, #healing journey. Emma called first. "You're being dramatic," she said when I finally answered, her voice tight with frustration. "Mom and Dad are hurt. They just wanted a quiet celebration, and they got one." I replied calmly, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of pink and gold from my private terrace. "They got exactly what they asked for, Emma." "But did you have to go to Bali?" she snapped. "Did you have to post all these perfect pictures?" For the first time, I heard an edge in her voice, jealousy. My sister, the perfect one, was jealous of me. "I'm just doing my job, Emma," I said evenly. "The job none of you ever bothered to ask about." She started to protest. Taking pretty pictures for Instagram isn't I cut her off. "My latest brand collaboration earned more than Michael makes in 3 months as a surgeon." "But you never asked, did you?" "None of you did. You were too busy planning peaceful family gatherings without me." The silence on the other end was deeply satisfying. "The retreat wants to extend my stay," I continued. "Apparently, my content is doing wonders for their bookings." "Oh, and National Geographic called. They want to feature my work in their travel series." "National Geographic?" Emma stammered, her voice faltering. "Yes," I said, a smile creeping into my tone. "Turns out, my little hobby is worth something after all. Send Mom and Dad my love. I have a sunset meditation session to photograph." I hung up and posted another story, me in a private infinity pool, surrounded by floating lotus flowers, captioned, "Finding peace in paradise." That evening, as I reviewed my shots from the day, my phone lit up with a text from Dad, the first direct message he'd sent since this all began. "The house feels empty without your energy in it, Olivia. Those orchids in your pictures remind me of the ones we used to grow together." I smiled, thinking of the rare orchid scheduled to arrive at his door in 2 months. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Sometimes the best response to being excluded is to create something so beautiful they can't look away. The retreat staff arranged a special dinner for me, a private table in a bamboo treehouse overlooking the twinkling lights of Ubud. As I sat there, sampling dishes that would make Dad's eyes light up with joy, I realized this peaceful exile had given me something unexpected, the confidence to stop seeking their approval. I picked up my phone and posted one last photo for the day, a single orchid catching the final rays of sunlight. "Some people spend their lives seeking peace in silence," I wrote. "Others find it in the courage to bloom anyway. #find your path." 3 months passed like a vivid, beautiful dream. The 2-week extension at the Bali retreat turned into a series of luxury resort collaborations across Southeast Asia. Each destination brought new opportunities, and my Instagram following doubled. I was no longer just taking pretty pictures, I was building an empire. Then came the morning I'd been waiting for. My phone buzzed with a text from Dad. "An orchid arrived today. The exact variety I've tried to grow for years. The card says it's from you." I was sitting in my suite in Singapore, reviewing contracts for my upcoming photography book, when his message arrived. I smiled, imagining his face when he saw it. "Did you like it?" I texted back. "It's perfect," he replied. "But Olivia, why didn't you tell us about any of this?" Before I could respond, Mom called. "For the first time in months," I answered. "The house is filled with photos of your travels," she said, her voice small, almost fragile. "Your father printed them from your Instagram. He's been following your journey all along, learning how to use social media just to see what you're doing." I held my breath, waiting. "The orchid, he cried when it arrived," she continued. "Said it reminded him of all the Sundays you spent gardening together." She paused, her voice breaking. "We've made a terrible mistake, haven't we?" "You wanted peace," I replied softly. "I gave you that." "No," she countered, her tone heavy with regret. "We wanted control disguised as peace. And in the process, we missed seeing the amazing person you've become." Just then, my email pinged with another collaboration offer, this time from a luxury travel magazine. They wanted me to curate their annual peace and luxury issue. The irony wasn't lost on me. National Geographic is featuring my work next month, I told her. And I'm publishing a book of my photographs. "I would have told you sooner, but you never seemed interested." The silence on her end spoke volumes. "We're having a family dinner this Sunday," she finally said. "Please come home." No peaceful celebrations or exclusive gatherings. Just us, trying to do better. I looked at my calendar, filled with scheduled flights, shoots, and meetings. Success had brought its own kind of peace, but something was still missing. "I'll be there," I said. "But on one condition, I'm bringing my camera, and you all have to let me tell our story my way." That Sunday, I walked into my parents' house for the first time in months. The walls were covered with my photos, sunrises in Bali, temples in Thailand, city lights in Singapore. Dad had arranged them chronologically, creating a timeline of my journey. Emma was there with her family, looking slightly uncomfortable. Her kids ran to hug me, their eyes wide with excitement as they asked about my adventures. Michael, surprisingly, wanted to know about my photography techniques. "Your work is incredible," he admitted. "I've been following your Instagram since that first Bali post. The kids keep asking when they can visit Aunt Olivia in all these amazing places." Dad pulled me into his garden, where the orchid I'd sent was blooming beautifully. "I watch your videos every morning with my coffee," he confessed. "You've seen more of the world than I ever dared to dream of. And the way you capture it, you make peace look beautiful." I took out my camera, not for Instagram or work, but for us. I photographed Dad with his orchid, Mom preparing dinner, Emma teaching her kids about my travel photographs. For the first time, I was documenting our family story with the same care I gave to luxury resorts and foreign landscapes. Over dinner, they asked real questions about my work, my travels, my life. Emma admitted she'd been jealous of my freedom, feeling trapped in the perfect life she thought she was supposed to want. Mom showed me the folder of my press features she'd been collecting. "We're so proud of you," she said, tears in her eyes. "I'm sorry we needed you to go halfway around the world for us to see it." Later that evening, I posted one last photo. My family gathered in Dad's garden, the orchid blooming vibrantly between us, everyone laughing at some forgotten joke. "Sometimes you have to travel the world to find your way home," I captioned it. And sometimes peace isn't about silence. It's about finally being heard. #family reunion, #full circle. The post went viral, but for once, I didn't care about the likes or comments. I had found something better than social media success. I had found my way back to my family on my own terms. As I drove home that night, my camera full of family photos and my heart fuller than it had been in months, I realized that the peace my parents had wanted wasn't what any of us needed. Real peace came from acceptance, from understanding, from letting each person bloom in their own way. My phone buzzed with a group text from Dad, "Same time next Sunday. Bring your camera. We have years of stories to capture." I smiled, my heart light. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's showing them exactly what they almost lost and then giving them a chance to do better. The orchid continued to bloom in Dad's garden, a beautiful, living reminder that some things are worth waiting for and that true peace comes from embracing the journey, yours and theirs. Please feel free to comment below if you liked this. Remember to like and subscribers for more.